Okay, with work on the Saturnine Terminators and Dreadnought done, figured I'd go do something a little easier, although I may kick myself for that. What I've done is I've picked up some of these new, there we go. What I've done is I've picked up some of these Blokees kits, in this case the Wolverine. Supposed to be snap together kits, supposed to not need tools, but this is me. Anything still on sprue is going to get removed manually. I like the fact that these parts are all, the idea is that this is not going to need paint. This is not going to need glue or anything. It's basically a build-it-yourself action figure. I don't like the fact that all of those parts are actually loose, but we'll see how it all goes together when we get started. Alright, here we have the three pieces of the torso. We have the chest. The neck piece here will move a little bit. It's on a ball joint. Got the sockets for his arms in place. The abdomen piece, push that together a little better. That, or I need to go in and clean up the seams a little. Some of these pieces were already off the sprue, as I showed in the original bit, but that's the waist piece. That goes up into the torso, and that takes the piece from the hips. All in all, that's actually about 15-20 minutes worth of work getting it together. And, we're moving right along. Alright, we have the assembled torso, accidentally showing some of its flexibility. We also have the assembled left arm, showing a couple of variants that are actually available doing this. You have the option of either clawed hands or just the gloves. You also have the option of bare shoulders or the shoulder pauldrons. One complaint I've got because of the way they mold these is, of course, I'm using nippers, but either way, there was a spot on the claws that would have been very visible because they were molded in black and then painted silver. So I had to go back in after I cleaned up the mold point and fix that. In this case, using some silver paint. And after another 5 to 7 minutes worth of work, we have the right arm finished and ready for installation. I've decided I'm going to go with the pauldrons and the claws just because, this is Wolverine. That's what he does. Still have to finish the heads, although I do like the fact that to change facial expressions, you don't change the faceplate, you change the heads. And after about another 20 minutes of work, we have a pair of legs. I like the fact that the straps are in black while the main color is still blue. The boots actually have tread. They have also made it if I can do this one-handed. So the toes bend. Whoop, as I go dropping things. But, all in all, at this point, all that is left to do is finish the heads, which I would have done first if I'd actually, read the instructions and saw that the pieces for the middle of the head that I was looking for in the loose plastic bits were actually on sprue. And here we have our completed heads. Just a slight difference in the expressions. This one's more of a neutral expression, whereas this one is the I'm very angry Wolverine. At this point, all that's left to do now is put them all together. Okay. Been a busy afternoon, but I got what I was expecting out of this build. The Blokees kits are nice single afternoon builds. They're snap together assembly, and they actually turn out pretty well. What we have here is the finished Wolverine and accessories. The only painting I have done on this was to fix where I cleaned up the sprue points on his claws. He's nicely posable, I should say. I mean, obviously here I've got him in one of his stereotypical poses. The figure is very well detailed. I mean, you got texture all over this guy. The only complaint I've got posability-wise is that his wrists don't flex. They will turn, but they do not flex. But, for $20 snap-together action figure, I'm actually kind of happy with him. Now, it has been noted that the superhero figures that Blokees does are not quite Marvel Legends size, which actually puts this guy at about 5 3/4 inches instead of the full 6 inches, which ironically in the case of Wolverine is closer to the size he actually appears in the comics. I'll go ahead and stick some stills at the end of this, and thank y'all for watching.